We will talk about different types of decision-making statements supported by Java. It is one of the part of Unit 1. The decision-making structures are a type of control structures in which we are required to use one or more than one condition to evaluate a particular statement, and on the basis of evaluation only we can proceed further on for the execution of other statements. So it is all like this, as we have seen straight programs. In some programs or in some given problems, we are usually want to take some decisions on the basis of conditions, and these conditions are to be checked. In case the conditions are returning the result as true, we can move forward, otherwise not. So Java provides us certain such kind of decision making statements which make our task easier. And in this, what happens that the flow of information is coming from here, and the moment it reaches to this particular place, it has to be checked. Fine. And the conditions are checked using relational operators. They only return two values, either true or false. So we have to check whether this condition is returning true or false. In case this condition is returning true, we'll move forward in this direction. And in case this condition is not returning true, we have to take some other flow of execution, and accordingly we have to move forward. So this is our intro about the decision making statement. We'll see what are the different ways to use these all decision making statements. So these are the different types of decision making statements. There is a simple if, or if else, or ladder if, nested if. We can use switch case. Within switch case we can use another switch case, means nested switch case is also possible. Within if we can use switch. Within switch we can use if. So any combination is possible. It entirely depends upon the requirement of a program. One by one we will see each and every statement. If we talk about simple if means once you are writing a program and the flow of information is coming from up, and here you have to take some decision, you are taking some decision, and in case this decision is true, you have to take some action, but in case this condition is not true, then what to do is not defined, is not required to be defined. Then this type of program in which this type of decision making statement we are using, we say it's a simple if. We have used simple if. What we need to write? We need to write an expression, condition, a boolean expression over here. If it's true, it will execute this statement, but if it is not true, it will not be going to take some action. Sometimes we require a simple if statement only. We don't want that if condition is false, it should execute or perform some other action. So we can use simple if in that case. This is how we'll be doing. So we have written a condition over here, and if this condition is true, it is taking some action and coming out from the program. Whereas if this is false, it is not going anywhere else, it's simply coming out and closing the program. As mentioned over here. Here what I have done, I said int x is equal to 10. I have declared and initialized the value to x here itself, and then checking whether x is less than 20. In case x is less than 20, it will display that this is a simple if statement. And here we see that as x is less than 20, that's why it is displaying this is a if statement. In case this x is 20 or more than 20, then it will not be going to execute this statement and complete, and simply coming out from the program. So for this, you can simply see, just a minute. This is another example in which what we are doing, we have mentioned the variable age with value 20. We declared variable age as well as we have initialized it with the value 20, and I am checking whether age is greater than 18. So we check over here, it will check is 20 is greater than 18. So yes, it is greater than 20 is greater than 80. Yes. So it will be going to display that age is greater than 18. But in case it is 15 and as 15 is not greater than 18, it will not be going to take any action. As here 20 is greater than 18, that's why it is mentioning that age is greater than 18. So this is the another example. To move further, there are different second type of if-else statement. What it says that in case you require that once the condition which is mentioned over here is false, then what to do? That also you can do using else statement. Along with if, you are writing one condition over here. If it is true, it will be going to take this action. Else, if it is false, it will come over here. In case of false, it will come over here and execute these all statements. So such kind of construct is known as if-else construct. So it entirely depends upon the requirement. If you want that in case the condition is false, you have to perform some other action, you should go for, it is suggested you to go for if-else statement. This is simple example wherein we are talking about this, that the flow information coming from here condition is checked. If it is true, it will take this action. In case it is false, it will take this action and then later on come out from the program. As in this case, x is equals to 30. I am checking whether x is less than 20. 30 is not less than 20. As 30 is not less than 20, it will not be going to execute this statement. It will be checking as else is over here. It will be coming over here and executing this statement, because this statement is to be executed when the condition returns false, and here condition is returning false. So it will show that this is a else statement. This is another example in which we have initialized year, the value of year as 2020, and I am checking whether it is a leap year or not. And in every program we can see that the code is coming inside a class. Public class, the name of a class, within that public static void main, within bracket string args. Here I have declared the statement, then I am checking. If this year, with the modulus of year, we are finding this year is having some value 2020, we'll check its remainder. When it is divided by 4, if it is returning me 0, and means we are joining two conditions. It is returning 0 after taking the division of year by dividing the year by 4, as well as when we divide it by 100. Then again, if it is returned, if it is not equals to, if it is not returning 0, it is returning some other value. Or if we are dividing it by 400 and it is returning me 0, in that case, the given year will be a leap year. Otherwise, it will be a common year. So as 2020, it will be going to check 2020, and 2020 we divide it by 100. What it will be returning? It will, when we divide it, it will be 2, and the remainder will be 20, which is not 0. And when we divide it by 4, it will be returning me remainder 0. And when we divide it by 400, then also it will be going to return me remainder as 0. So that is why we say that it is a leap year. Whereas if we take some other year 2021, first condition becomes false, it is not divisible by 4, it will not be going to return me 0 as a remainder, and it is not a leap year, it is a common year. So here what is shown over here, that how if else can be used. In case we take input as a non-leap year, it will go to else part, otherwise it will go to if part. There's one more example. In this example, what we have done, we have taken a variable number and the value which initialized to this variable is 30. After this, I am checking the remainder. If dividing this number by 2 is returning me 0, it is an even number, otherwise odd number, and accordingly I mentioned the output. So this is another type of if, third type of if. In this, we say that it is a nested if, where within if we can have another if. Suppose one condition is true and you want to check another condition. What you can do, once this condition is true, you can again inside this block, you can use another if. So if this is also true, this is also true, you can take this action. So this is nested if. Within this you can say else and then again you can use some another action. So it will be like this. If this main parent condition is true, within this again you are checking this condition is true, you can take some action. So this is a true case. Now this condition is true but this condition is false. You can take some action. So this is true false. Now in case this condition is false, you can again check over here. Fine. If this again if you want to check some condition, so what we can say, if this condition is true, so this is a false true. You can take some action. If this is false, then in case of both the condition appears to be false, you can take some action. So here this is nesting. Within parent if you have nested another if else. So this is a nested if. So it depends upon the requirement. If you need such kind of checks in a program, you can nest those type of checks also in the program. Now this is a flowchart. Here I mentioned, as I said, if this is false, it will come over here. If this is true, I'll check again, execute if code. Suppose this is false, again I'm checking, nesting another condition. If this is false, it will come out. If this is true, it will execute. Like in this case, I have declared two variables, x is equals to 30 and y is equals to 10. If x is equals to 30, then what we do, if this is true, then it will be going to check this condition. If this is true, if both are true, then it will be executing this statement. As mentioned over here, x value is 30, y value is 10. It is displaying that x is equals to 30 and y is equals to 10. So this is one of the example of nested if. This is another example of nested if. In this, we are again having two variables, one is age and one is weight. In age we are having 20 as a value and in weight we are having 80 as a value. Here see, I am nesting one if, another and other if. One if is if age is greater than equals to 18. If it is true, and in this condition it is true, in this like program it is true, it will check weight. If weight is greater than 50, so yes, it is greater than 50. So it should display that you are eligible to donate the blood, and it is displaying over here. It is you are eligible to donate the blood. You can further on have so many number of else and ifs also. This is a simple example where we are seeing that within one if we have nested another if. Now we see further. This is an example, another example of nested if. Here I am showing you that how we can use else also along with this. Here the age variable is having 25 value, weight is having 48. We are checking if age is greater than equals to 18. So yes, it is greater than equals to 18, it will return true. If weight is greater than 50, no, weight here is not greater than 50. What will it do? Within this parent if we have nested one if else. So it will go over here, check that yes, as weight is less than 45, it will be going to display that you are not eligible to donate the blood. Similarly, in case the age was mentioned over here is right now 25, it is let's say 15. So then what it do, as this statement returns false, it directly come over here and say that age must be greater than 18. So this is another example of nested if, and in this way it depends upon your requirement that how you will be going to nest ifs. Now comes to fourth type. This is if else if later. What is the difference over here? Here we are not nesting. We can nest, but right now we are not nesting. Here is one condition. If this is true, then well and good, it will execute this statement. But if in case this condition is not true, it will go over here, check another condition. Again, if this condition is true, it will execute this one. Otherwise, again, it will check another condition. If this is also true, it will execute this statement. Otherwise, so if one condition is false, it can check another condition. If this is also false, it can check another condition. If this is also false, another condition, and so on. So as we are moving down to check other condition one after another, this is said to be a ladder if. It is similar to a ladder. It keep on falling down and checking to other conditions. So this is another example. This is the fourth type of conditional statement. So as here we are falling down to keep on checking other condition, this is said to be a ladder if this is a flow chart. If any of the condition is true, it come out and execute the statement. If any of the condition is true, it will come out and execute the statement, and so on. So this is the example. Here the marks is having value as 65. I am checking if marks is less than 45. If marks is less than 50, it will say it is failed. Otherwise, if it is lying between 50 and 60, D grade. If it is lying between 60 and 70, C grade. If it is lying between 70 to 80, B grade. If it is lying between 80 and 90, A grade. Otherwise, A plus grade. And if it is not lying among these all condition figures which are mentioned over here in a condition, we say it is an invalid number. So according to the given stored value in marks, it is 65. The score should come as C grade because it is lying between 60 and 75, and that's why the output is C grade. And this is the example of if else if ladder. This is another example. Fine. Here if number is equals, here number is minus 13. I am saying if it is greater than 0, say positive. If less than 0, say negative. If it is equal, otherwise say 0. As it is less than 0, it is saying that it is negative. We talked about various types of if statements, simple if else, nested if, and ladder if. In next class, we'll talk about switch statements. Thanks for the day.